Stroke. Me.
After a stroke, there's just a lot of uncertainty. Hopefully there's no complications of the surgery, and then it's, what areas have the stroke impacted, and what are we going to working on to, how's it going to impact daily life, and there's just a lot going on. It's all pretty fast.
With Jen being such a young patient and having a severe stroke, those two things don't usually go together. And so she was unique from the get-go.
On January 10, you were driving into work that morning and slid into the ditch. During the accident with the seatbelt where it was, when she hit the impact, it caused the inside of the artery to kind of tear a little bit. That causes blood to circulate instead of flow straight, which caused a blood clot, which then moved into the brain. They worked real hard to get us admitted. They made sure to get us in so we could start therapy sooner.
Step. Straight in. There you go.
Once they're medically appropriate to come to Mary Free Bed, that's when we really want to do the intense therapy, because they're going to get the biggest recovery the quickest. Because of where her stroke was at on the left side of her brain, she had aphasia, so she wasn't able to talk. She could give thumbs up and thumbs down.
What?
When we start out with someone who is quite impaired from a expressive language standpoint or a motor speech standpoint, in Jen's case, we tend to start off with just some voicing. You have to be able to coordinate your breath and turn on your voice to even be able to make sound. And whenever we would set the goal, she said, "Oh, you think that might be a little hard for me? Well, I'm gonna rise to the occasion."
Work, work, work. Stroke.
That's our mantra, yeah. After a stroke, you learn about all these new things that it impacts. You hear about it impacting maybe the right side of the body or speech, but getting to learn how it can impact emotion.
Jennifer, how are things going today?
I walked in one time and her mom had told me one of the first things that she wants to do when she gets out of here is go to church. And so I was like, well, I can bring church to you. And I started bringing my laptop in on the weekends that I worked. And it excited her, so I just kept doing it.
This is more than a job, I think, to a lot of people here. Quite frequently, staff here would donate time on the weekends to continue therapy.
And everybody knows the deficits, so it's just we try to approach each of those during our sessions in different ways, toning in on what the goal is and then what resources are going to help her accomplish that. Like Jen had a brace on her leg, an AFO, an ankle foot orthosis that helped her walk.
She very quickly improved with her communication and with her language. And it was early on in her admission that her and I bonded over our love for donuts, specifically Bros Doughs, which is a very specific donut shop here in Grand Rapids.
Dr. Smith had said, "Hey, if you can say donut, then I'll bring in some donuts." I didn't think she would be able to do it, but I thought, okay, I'd like a glazed, and then she said donut, and achieved her goal in way less time than we thought it would.
And she not only said donuts, she said, "I want donuts." So I delivered on my promise, and I brought her donuts that Friday.
From where we started to where we ended, we started without the ability to make a sound. And by the time we left, we were saying words and starting to work on sentences.
It was a very emotional graduation. Her determination really showed through. She ditched her cane, which I think was unexpected on everybody's parts, and said, "I'm going to walk out of here."
Jen, she just has that grit to work hard. And it's, it kind of makes me think of like a pearl or like a diamond. Like under that pressure, she comes out a winner. And she continues to put the work in and day out. She doesn't give up.
There's a thought and purpose to everything that has happened in this building that I've witnessed. Every person is amazing. Every tool they've used was for a specific reason. It just, they know what they need, and they make it work. Is there anything you want to share?
Thank you. Everybody.
Good job.
Hard.
You look great. You look great. Keep up the hard work.
Yeah.
All right. So it's paying off. It's paying off.
Yes.